Welcome to the STARS program, seniors taking active roles in society. And now, here's your host, ANITA FINLEY.
Okay, well, we're going to celebrate a lot of things, but it's all because of the Wick Theater and Costume Museum that I just love so much and love Marilyn Wick. And today, she has asked one of her key players at the theater here to come in. It's Michael Walters, and welcome to our show, Michael.
Welcome, thank you. Well, welcome to you.
Yeah,
thank you for having me.
Yeah, well, I love that theater, and I love Marilyn because she has done something that is not to be believed. But now, especially in the summer, so many places just shut down, but not Marilyn, really. The one thing, we're going to talk about a lot of things, but the one thing that I have in my hand, and I'm definitely going to go, is the 4th of July celebration.
Absolutely. It's going to be an amazing evening. We have Kelly Cash, who was one of the stars of our production of Always Patsy Cline.
I saw that, but I didn't see her in that.
Oh, you didn't see?
No.
You saw Terry. Okay.
Yes.
Well, Kelly is wonderful. She is the grandniece of Johnny Cash, and performing with her will be the Cash family. Not Johnny, obviously, but we have this wonderful evening. We'll have an amazing aerialist by the name of Emily Bainbridge that does the silks, and she's going to be swinging around from the stage. And we've got the Broadway Dames, an authentic military honor guard, and as a big bonus to this, we have an old-fashioned July 4th picnic following the show catered by the Addison, which is going to be amazing. Now, we do 2 performances of this to make it available to everyone. We have one on July 3rd at 8 p.m., and we have one on July 4th at 4 p.m., and the old-fashioned picnic follows the show.
She really does.
She does. She likes to
Kim,
put on the dog.
They are so good at this. And tell me a little bit about your background.
I'm an actor, and I have been performing since the age of, probably 5. And
I can see your face as a little boy. You were really cute.
Yes, I was a chubby little thing. It grew up to be a chubby man. Anyway, my family was from Arkansas. My grandmother is the nurse that delivered Bill Clinton.
No kidding.
Yep.
Oh, my goodness.
My grandmother actually went to nursing school with Bill Clinton's mother. And she helped deliver him because Virginia wanted my grandmother involved. And
claim to fame.
Claim to fame. It's the only thing I've got, really, right now. It's the only thing I've got. But I grew up in southern Arkansas, which is not exactly known for their cultural offerings. I'm sorry. There's just nothing there. I used to say their idea of culture was a cup of yogurt. And so my parents got me involved with church plays and what have you. And finally, I moved on and got into, we moved to Oklahoma. And in Oklahoma City, I started seeing the tours that would come through. I saw, Hello Dolly and what have you. But it's been a wonderful education, And now I have been performing in South Florida. I started here back in 1995 at Actors Playhouse. I opened that theater on the Miracle Mile, doing the Padre in Man of La Mancha. And then I worked for the wonderful, and I love her dearly, Jan McCart.
Oh, I remember Jan.
At
the dinner theater.
Yep, I worked for her at the dinner theater playing Jackie Gleason.
Kidding.
And Take Me Along. And then I just did her concert version of Paint Your Wagon at Lynn, which was a terrific experience to sing They Call the Wind Mariah with a big 32-piece orchestra. It was just amazing. But I have been with the Wicks now. Let's get back to enough about me. Let's talk about that.
I understand, but that shows though how the Wick does things. They do find the very
good
best
talent.
Key people.
Yes, they do.
And I know Marilyn's very good at this. She has a sixth sense about her.
She does.
And I've seen you in some performances there, but I think that it's just magnificent that you are now working there. So we're now talking about the wonderful 4th of July. Well, the 3rd and the 4th.
Yeah.
But now you have lots of other things on there, don't you?
It's like we were talking about. She just keeps going. I mean, she's Old Man River. She just keeps rolling along, She does things that we look at her, are you out of your mind? But she pulls it off.
No,
she pulls it off. It's amazing. Right now, we've got things going on, and we've got this little bullet point sheet here that says, who says you can't beat the summertime blues? And there are a lot of advantages to becoming a Wick Theater subscriber. We probably have some listeners out there who are. But probably the most important of them is that you're the first to know about the exciting things that we do at the theater. And we're doing a lot this summer. We have a wonderful group called the Pancetta Operetta, and they have 2 more performances. One is there's one tomorrow night and one on July 18th at 6:30. Now, it's an evening with 2 wonderful opera stars, William Stafford and Alicia Branch, and you get to spend a few hours in old Napoli. You have a wonderful Italian dinner, and you have these gorgeous voices doing some of the most iconic arias of the opera. The opera. What's the word? The opera milieu. If that's it, that's probably what I want to get at.
But we don't have enough of that.
No, we don't.
We love that.
Don't.
We should. And I'm so glad she's doing that.
I thought that there was another opera company that used to be here that closed.
Yes.
Yeah, Gold Coast, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
And we really need that. Now, Miami has something.
Miami does have the opera at the Arch.
I know that, but we really do need it, and I'm so glad you're doing that. Maybe we'll have more of this.
And then we've got coming up, when is that? July 12th, 28th, June 28th, July 12th, and July 26th. We have something that's a little bit more different. It's called the Codfish Ball. It's
the Codfish Ball.
The Codfish Ball.
Okay.
And it's a menu of seafood delicacies. There's going to be a reggae band and a special performance by the Broadway Dames, who will do some of the Great Way's favorite undersea tunes. So expect some stuff from Little Mermaid. And there's no splash zone, so no need to bring a raincoat.
Okay.
And those evenings, you can get tickets for that with the meal for $88. I mean, that's a really great evening with all the entertainment. And, you know, it's very funny because people sometimes say theater isn't economic. It's really not. But it is, especially when you're getting a dinner on top of it and entertainment. Most people right now, and I've said this to Marilyn, I've said this to many people, people spend too much time on their phones.
Yes.
They spend too much time watching television, and, you know, it is engaging to go to the theater. It is engaging to participate in a live performance.
Definitely.
Because you're not just sitting there, you are watching somebody doing something that they will never do again the same way. It just comes over the footlights, and your response to that nurtures what they do on stage.
And actually, Michael, I love live theater. It's one of my favorite things, and you don't know this about me, but we had a theater, which is now it's in West Palm Beach, and it was called the Florida Repertoire Theater.
Yes.
I was chairman of the board for 7 years there.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yes, so I understand theater so much because I know how hard it is to keep funding all the plays, and you do not, besides subscribers, we need to have sponsors. So at this point, I do want to make this announcement that the Wick Theater has proven itself. And if you would really like to fund something that you're proud of, go to the Wick Theater. If you go and talk to Marilyn and say, I want to see a show because I do have some extra money, I want to be able to be a sponsor. And I told her I really want to help her get sponsors.
Absolutely.
Because you know, Michael, that you work so hard and all your co-workers do that, but you do need money to be able to keep this going.
By all means. And there's some things I will talk to you about in just a moment. For instance, she's wanting to do a lot of expansion to the theater. As you know, it's only 344 seats. And we want to add some seats. We want to add orchestra lofts on either side of the house. That way we can do, if you've seen Studio 54 as it's now a theater, or if you've been there to see Holiday Inn or whatever they've had going on there, the orchestra is sitting in 2 boxes on either side of the stage. It's what they call an antiphonal loft. And the drum sets on one side, the conductors with the keyboards on one side, and then they have the horns on another side.
It's very different.
It is very different,
it's very
but
unusual.
it's a good way to get a live orchestra in a place that cannot have an orchestra pit. Just logistically, it can't happen. But this weekend, I want to share with you probably something that Marilyn's the most proud of. She has always wanted to do something for kids at the theater because you have to nurture kids to appreciate theater, to appreciate what goes into it. And not only that, with the unfortunate slicing and cutting of arts funding, you can't nurture them to enjoy it when they get older.
That's true.
But we have a very interesting thing coming up this weekend. It's the Missoula, Montana Children's Theater. They're one of the oldest children's theater in the country, and they are doing a summer camp for us just this week. It's a 1-week thing. They come in, they put the kids through the paces of what it is like to do a show. They audition them, they cast them, they rehearse them, they go through music rehearsals, dance rehearsals, and how do they do all this? Do we build the sets? No. They come in a truck with the sets, the costumes, and everything. And it's not a big truck, it's a small truck. It's like a van. And they put this on. Now we have 36 children doing this with us.
Oh, amazing.
And it really is. And I saw some of them yesterday. I was doing an event last night, and the kids are just adorable. They are really having a time. And they sound good. And, you know, we want to get the people in, like their parents, grandparents, brothers and sisters, but we invite the public to come and see what they're doing. And we've got the kids here on vacation. They come and see Bubby and Zeta. You know, you've got the whole thing. They come and visit, and that whole thing, that whole week, costs $350, and you can't send a kid away to camp for that.
No.
And especially not something they're going to learn something at.
And you know, sometimes when I've asked people how you got into theater or something, it's because they attended something like this.
That's right.
And it made them all of a sudden look at it all differently.
I'll just personally, I'll share my quick story about that. I was doing my grandparents took me to see The King and I with Yul Brynner, a tour that went through in the 70s. I can't remember when it was. I was like 8. And Yul Brynner walks out on stage, stomps his foot, and throws his hands up like that. The audience went nuts. And I stood up in my chair, and I was wondering, why are these people? I couldn't figure it out. And then I looked at my grandfather. I can do that. And so my church was doing a musical of the Ten Commandments, and I played a slave. And I had a solo. Yes, a Southern guy playing a Hebrew slave. What do you want to do? And so I came in. And before I sang my song, I stomped my foot, threw my hands up, and nothing. You've never seen an angrier 8-year-old in your life. And I told my mom, they didn't clap, and she said, "Michael, you have to earn it. You have to earn it." So I've spent most of my life trying to earn it,
that.
and I did it at the Wick. Strangely enough,
yes.
I played the Major General in Pirates at Penzance.
Yes,
and I was the recipient of Best Supporting Actor in a musical from the Carbonells, which was a wonderful, wonderful honor, and it was also a wonderful treat to do that show because people don't take risks. Marilyn likes to take risks when she can.
Yes.
For example, there is a show that most people do not know that's coming up next season called the Hot Shoe Shuffle.
I saw that, but I don't know what it is.
Most people don't because it's an Australian show that's played Australia and London, but it has never come over here.
And she's doing it.
She's doing it, and well, she likes to have a couple of tap dance shows. The audiences love tap dancing.
They do, yes.
And what we're doing is we're bringing in these wonderful dancers, and it's all about the story of 4 brothers and 1 sister who are into a lot of money if they put on their father's old show called the Hot Shoe Shuffle, and they have to go in. It's corny, but it has fabulous songs. I mean, the songs that are in it are Peter Allen songs. There are some old swing songs. There's just great stuff in it. And it's an unusual musical. And that's the thing. When you can put one show in your season that people go, "Oh, I've never seen that, but I trust that it's going to be a good show," then you know that you're in a great place, and you're in good hands when you come to the Wick. You really are.
Oh, absolutely. You know, I have to just say, let me tell you something about the Wick that when my friends and I come, and make the difference. A lot of times we see fabulous shows, and you come out, and there's nothing. You leave in your cars, but not at the Wick.
No.
You come out, and there's a whole group of people who want to talk to you. They want to perform. They want. You can get some ice cream. You can get a drink. That's what has made the Wick.
That happens on Friday and Saturday nights. It's the Afterglow Cast Cabaret, and what we do is it's completely volunteer from the cast that want to do it. And believe me, if you know actors, they can't get off stage. Even if they've done a 2.5-hour show, they don't care. They'll keep going. You know. They don't do it for the money. They do it for the applause.
But it makes a difference. You can see the people sitting there. They're fighting over the chairs. They're fighting over the food. And you have a great chef now.
Yes, we do. We do. Chef Cyril. I can't pronounce his name. I didn't take French. But he's terrific. He does some wonderful, wonderful things. And he's doing the food for the pancetta operetta. And that's what I wanted to get at, is the Pinocchio that we're doing this weekend with the Missoula Children's Theater. So if you want to bring the kids to see it, now let me read this here. It concludes with 2 performances of Pinocchio presented by Missoula Children's Theater, the nation's largest touring company for children, and it includes animal mascots, free popcorn, gelato, and a lot of laughs.
Oh.
So if you want to bring the kids, that's 2 performances at 3:30 in the afternoon and 5:30, and it's only $20.
Oh, please, everybody, if
You
you're
can
listening,
bring
bring your grandchildren. You
Absolutely.
should go. It's going to be great. Let me give a phone number. It's very
Absolutely.
important we do this for the Wick. So the Wick, just remember, this is Pencil Talk Radio. It's 561-995-2333.
That's it.
Do it again, 995-2333. It's located at 7901 North Federal Highway in Boca Raton. So if you're on Federal Highway, just before you get to the Delray Beach
sign.
line,
Yep.
this is the Wick Theater, and you will never forget it when you go. There's valet parking. And you can park yourself because there's a lot of parking, and it's just gorgeous inside. And you just have to. It's just
It's something to
mesmerize
experience.
you. It
It's
is something. Yes.
And if you are a computer person, you can go to www.thewick.org. That's www.thewick.org, and you can see all of our things. You can see what we're offering, and you can also subscribe to emails. We don't hammer you with emails. We will actually let you know when something is actually happening.
And the other thing that people should definitely go and see is the museum.
Oh, my goodness.
How would you describe the
Well,
museum?
this year was called Those Were the Days, and we had costumes from Barbra Streisand. We had costumes from Carol
Liberace?
Channing. Well, Liberace
Oh, that was the one
year
before, sorry.
And Carol Channing, Barbra Streisand, Eartha Kitt. I mean, some wonderful, wonderful things, and the people adored it.
So let me ask you about that.
Yep.
So Marilyn literally has bought. She has bought those costumes, and that's part of her collection.
I will tell you. No, those costumes are hers. We got those on loan. On loan. But it's a lot of people don't know the way Marilyn became. Costume World is our parent company.
Yes.
And we used to. The theater came about because Marilyn did luncheons in the old what is now the warehouse space, but it was a fabulous space. It was gorgeous, and. But what happened was they were not doing it above board, I would say, because the fire marshal said, you can't do it in there, I'm going to shut your lights off. So they found the Caldwell, which had just unfortunately closed, and she walked in and she told her daughters, I've always wanted to own a theater. And her daughters went, what?
Are you crazy,
You've never
Mom?
said that. You've never said that. But the way the costume collection came about is they bought Eves Brooks, which was and Dodger, which were 2 of the largest theatrical holding companies in the United States. We now possess over 80-something Broadway wardrobes. And we rent them occasionally, but when she started opening these boxes, my goodness, there was, she said, Kim, you won't believe this. This is Judy Garland's hat. The name was inside of it. Richard Burton's armor and tunic from the last revival of Camelot. Just things that had names in them, and these incredible, incredible pieces of history, and you have to appreciate those. And Kimberly, her daughter, rotates these on a regular basis, usually every year. And next year is going to be a big one. It's called the Roaring Twenties, because we are now back in 2020.
Oh, that's
and
right.
And she's going to focus on hopefully Erte, the women's suffragette movement, and getting the right to vote. It's going to be a bathtub gin, the whole thing,
But I want, and as you go on, I just want to remind the American celebration,
Yes,
July 4th. Don't forget the 3rd and the 4th. We want you to come to this because what do you do? Oh, yeah, go ahead.
The tickets are at 3 price tiers. There's a $30 ticket, a $68 ticket, and a $98 ticket. I think on the 4th, the $98 ticket must be with the dinner. With
the afternoon.
Yeah. And
but you get a feeling of it, and of course you see the show.
Yes.
And then you get to have a great July 4th
And
party.
you'll actually get to, if you haven't met Kelly Cash, you'll get that opportunity. Some people, country music history, so to speak. Now
you are so enthusiastic. It's
I
lovely
love
to have
doing what
you
I do.
here.
Thank you. It's lovely to be here.
Michael, let me tell everybody again.
Oh,
so again, it's Michael, and Michael, you are really one of the kinds of stars that she has. I've always said to myself, how does she get these people? How does she get them to hang around? Do you just love all this?
We love doing it. We actors they're a very interesting breed of people. We live to work. We live to get in front of an audience, and Marilyn has given them those opportunities. I mean, the one thing that is nice, this is why I was going back about Jan. Jan, when she ran that theater, she made sure that there were abundant equity contracts there for the union actors, and I'm one of those actors. And when Marilyn opened this theater, she said, I want to present stars if I can, Sally Struthers, blah, 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 blah. So she offers they offer what you call a tiered contract, where you have to have so many. She often well overshoots that. She hires the best people for the roles.
Yes, she does.
And that's a monument to her.
Well, and so
talents.
Coming from an audience and somebody who's loved theater and has participated, when you sit in that seat, Michael, and you see the costumes, and you see the acting, and you see the ambiance, you're in heaven. You just can't believe there's no other place. I mean, we have huge performing arts centers, and I understand that. But when you're going into this intimate theater and you're seeing the love, it is so beautiful, and people stand up all the time to celebrate what they see.
And it is lovely. I want to share this with you because this is something that Marilyn did want me to mention today. We are now in our 7th season, and we are already in the process of getting season 8 ready, which is another year out. But we want to pick the shows early so people know what's coming. And I don't know what we're going to pick. I have no clue. I'm hoping eventually.
But let's talk about this.
Yes, this
one.
season. We start off with the show I was just talking about, the Hot Shoe Shuffle, and that's in October 17th through November the 10th. And then we do Meredith Willson's The Music Man, the classic show, The Music Man. And that goes from November 29th through December the 29th. So you basically have a month run there. Then we're doing, for the first time, she's wanting to do something really dramatic. We're doing Evita.
Oh my God!
Yes, the story of Eva Perón. We run that one is our long slot. We run that January 16th through February the 23rd of 2020.
Interesting. Sue plays Eva.
Yeah,
Evita.
Yes, the girl is very good.
Oh, you already know.
We already know. It's already cast.
Okay.
A chorus line comes right after that.
Oh yes.
Which was one of the most requested shows this year. Music Man chorus line. This is actually, usually she looks at these surveys and she says, well, the audience really wants to see that one. We had 3 that were running neck and neck: chorus line, Music Man, and Evita.
So
they're getting all 3. We're getting all 3. And then to close the season, chorus line runs March 12th through April the 12th. That's another 1-month run. And then to close out the season, the perennial favorite, Nonsense.
Oh my
goodness. This is interesting because we have a star as the Mother Superior. Cindy Williams from Laverne and Shirley.
No kidding.
Yes, ma'am. She's coming in to do it.
Oh my
and we're very excited.
gosh.
And it's being directed and choreographed and staged by the author, Dan Goggin himself. So this is going to be...
pulls this stuff off.
It's going to be amazing. Well, Dan lives here. He lives here. And I knowing Danny, I know that he would be thrilled to direct his own work because he'll know he's going to get what he wants,
This is just great. You
a lot
must
of fun.
be jumping up and down.
I have
all
a great
the time.
time. I'm not doing anything in this season, but hopefully next season.
Oh, you're there though. You're doing.
Oh yeah, I'm doing
everything
concerts,
there.
I'm doing all sorts of stuff.
Of course.
That's another thing we're trying to do right now is to expand our concert series, where we get people that last year we had a Jersey Tenors and we had a Inspiration of Broadway, and there are lots of different shows, but we're looking to diversify and expand that this year. Now, one final thing, if you don't mind, I don't want to take up too much time.
You're good.
The season 7 are subscriptions. If you want to subscribe, believe me, subscriptions help a lot. They help keep the theater going. The single tickets for the 2019-20 season go on sale to subscribers only on July 15th. So if you already have your subscription, but you want to bring along a friend, you want to bring along someone, you can get your single tickets as of July the 15th. They go on sale to the public in whole on August the 1st. Now, subscribers have the first opportunity to purchase additional seats for the exciting season before they're released to the public. Now, I will tell you that this is a good time if you like the lineup of shows this is a good time to subscribe. We've got only a short window of time before that offer is rescinded. But I would highly recommend that they do that as soon as possible. And again, it's as you mentioned, if you are looking for some place to donate, we are a completely non-for-profit company. And we are trying to expand things like the education program, the museum, and we even have naming rights for certain things. If you want to put your name on the back of a seat, if you want to sponsor the dressing room, the green room, whatever. Marlene Forkas, who is one of our wonderful benefactors,
she has spent.
She bought the bar.
She did.
Yep, she did. And now her name is above the bar, Marlena Teeny's.
But, you're so right. And I always feel that people, if you could just look at the faces of some of the people who are enjoying the theater, that's what it's so important that people go to live theater. Get away from your TV shows.
Yes.
Just
put your
come
phones
here.
down.
Yeah, put your phones down. It's terrific, Michael. Thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you for having me, darling. I appreciate it very much.
Yeah, we really do. And I can't wait to come on July 4th.
Well, we'll see you at the theater.
Yes, you will.